So we started a business. What kind of legal documents do we need to make sure we're compliant and to protect ourselves? Well, the first thing is you need an operating agreement for your LLC. That obviously implies that you need an LLC. So if you don't have an LLC yet, go get one. You can use the link below. It'll be filed in 7 days. If you do have one, make sure you have an operating agreement. Even if you just have one owner, you still want to write that you own 100% and sign it. The reason for that is to make sure that if anything happens later, it's very clear that you're the 100% owner. If you have two people, you definitely need it because this governs your relationship with your other business owner. What happens if someone wants to leave or stops working in the business, but you want it to be real clear. Are you 50-50? Are you 70-30? Just knock that stuff out. Don't overthink it. Get everything on paper that you know, sign it. The drafted legal operating agreement is very simple and answers 5 or 6 basic questions you need. Alternatively, you can go hire a lawyer and really customize it. The second legal document you need, if you're working directly with a client, like a service business, a coach, personal trainer, interior designer, anyone working kind of hourly for someone else, you need to have a great contract that can see around the corners. Potential pain points you would have with clients, like what if someone cancels a session, or what if they steal your intellectual property, or what if they don't pay? So you need to make sure that you have addressed potential remedies for these, and then also set expectations about what they can expect from you and what you expect from your clients. So you want to make sure you get that client agreement taken care of. The third agreement you need is if you hire someone as a contractor. It could be someone doing marketing for you, creating designs for you, doing the actual work for you. You need to make sure that you have an agreement with them. It needs to transfer any intellectual property that you're paying them, over to you, because as the authors, it will be their own. And then also defining them as contractors, because if something happens where they get sued, we don't want to be wrapped into it. If they're an employee, we would be wrapped into it because we have vicarious liability. So we're liable for our employees. This is why when someone is a contractor, we want to make sure we protect that arm's length transaction so that we're not both involved with any lawsuits that the other one has. The next 2 documents I want you to think about would be waivers and disclaimers. So waivers, you're thinking someone who might want to sue you. Let's say you're a personal trainer and they're coming in to exercise. You want to get a waiver and say, look, this is physically demanding. I'm not your physician. You're waiving any lawsuits for any injuries you have. So anytime someone could get injured, you'd really like to see a waiver. We've all signed them. People are used to signing them, and if they don't want to sign it, they can get them out because they're going to cause trouble, I can tell you that. So, you're doing yourself a favor by finding out who will sign it and who won't, and you want to make sure people know that there is some risk, so you're giving them some information. The disclaimers are a bit similar. They're not signing away anything, but they're more giving you leverage if something were to happen. So here's a good use of a disclaimer. Let's say we've got a podcast or giving advice online or, talking like I am today legally. I'm not your lawyer. I'm talking about legal information. I've been doing this for 12 years and I hope it's really helpful, but this isn't customized to you. Boom. That's a disclaimer. And all it does is give you information that I might assume, but it's not good to assume. It's just make sure it's very clear. Each fact and each business is different. Same thing if you're, doing nutrition or personal training, you want to disclaim like, hey, there's limits here. You could have a health condition that I'm not aware of. So talk to your medical professional. A lot of this stuff seems obvious. That may be. Put it down there anyway. You're talking about finances, you're talking about health, you're talking about legal, anything professional. You want to make sure that you are disclaiming your limits, and you're just trying to give them information so that they can't say, well, you told me this. It's like, you're just trying to basically spell out the obvious and say, look, I do have limits. I haven't analyzed you. This is not in a professional setting, but I hope it's helpful. You may need to do your own research. So that's what the disclaimer does, is it helps protect you later, and it helps give them the information they need about what can be helpful. I'm trying to give you the legal documents you need today, but you might have a different, some different element to your business that I'm not aware of, but I would learn if you hired our law firm. So that there's those limits. This is a non-interactive YouTube video, so I'm just giving more general advice. I do hope it's very helpful, and I hope that the legal bundle down below has all the agreements that you need when you're starting a business, so go check that out. There's a code down there. Save you 25%. Hope all that's very, very helpful. Go get them.